Hi everyone, welcome to the Squeeze podcast. I'm your host Rankin, and today's guest is no stranger to the entertainment industry as an entrepreneur who is a go-getter. And let me tell you, I'm proud to say that he's a good friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dwayne Mendes, who has blessed our couch. And we've been waiting for how long?
Months.
This is in the making. Months? I'd probably say a year and a half.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, probably. Or probably even before that.
When you first mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah. But we are here today. We have loads to talk about. And basically, I think that it's the right time because you've accomplished so much in a short space of time, So, tell us, what you've been up to.
What haven't I been up to? Just with my new venture, just negotiating every day, cutting deals, receiving calls, prioritizing my time, and trying to figure out what's the next move.
All right. So what's that new venture? Tell us.
Writing and producing.
Okay.
It started out as a passion project, and it has become very lucrative.
Right. Was that something that you've always been into? And I'm talking about like writing and producing.
I think 10 or 12 years ago, yes, I was into it, but just dabbled in it a little bit. I never really took it seriously. I didn't see the money in it. I didn't see, because I invested a lot in my education at the time, and writing and producing wasn't paying me. Wouldn't have paid me at the time, I thought, to raise a family and send my kids to private school, etc. So it was I didn't stay around or stick to it too long. Okay,
but your priority was school, or to have that like foundation, in order to support your family.
Yeah, my priority was to the investment I made in my education, which is a master's degree in international business, to make use of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And writing and producing at the time was not the pathway for me.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So, you have the masters, and for sure you've put it to good use, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. And how did you put that into good use?
Well, I started my own businesses.
All right, great.
A media company, Rythm FM Inc. with Blazin FM and Rythm FM.
All right.
I first started with promotions, events, and then that's how I branched off.
All right. So,
and then I help consult and help companies with branding, marketing, and stuff, but mostly through events.
All right. So so you said Rythm FM Inc., but before promotions.
Right.
Right. But what type of promotions?
Events.
Yeah.
Mostly events, parties, small scale parties, large scale parties, festivals.
Yeah. So imagine that I'm talking and I'm asking these questions, right? So like asking about the promotions and stuff. And then I think I have experienced those in the past. Now that's in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember what's the name of the name of the promotion is Pro Sounds.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So how did you come up with that name and who was involved in Pro Sounds?
The name was given to me from the first promotion. It's a company called Pro Sounds.
Okay.
And I just like the name. I think they sell audio equipment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I just like the name, and I didn't have a name at the time. So Pro Sounds Promotion it was. At the time, with Pro Sounds, I needed people on the ground because I was still going to school actually. And I had a few friends that helped me with the ground. So they sold tickets, they handed out flyers. We didn't have social media back then.
There were flyers.
And we did mixtapes and stuff.
Those glossy flyers.
Well, they were not glossy yet.
Okay.
They became glossy afterwards,
right.
like a few years later. So a few of my friends at the time helped me out with these promotions.
Yeah.
On the ground. Yeah.
But how big did that become? Because I remember going to those promotions. I know it started as like little parties, like fetes, right? And then it grew into, or I should say it evolved into like staged events.
Yeah.
Because I could remember you bringing down Stone Love. Right? I think even when I started DJing, you put me on, me and my brother Smokes.
Right.
We played alongside Stone Love them time.
See, I don't remember.
You see, I bring that back to you, right?
Yeah.
That was at the Zone.
Yeah. So, we started off at Indies.
Okay.
And then I used to do a series of parties called Fat Fridays.
Right.
It was very lucrative for, especially going to school, making that kind of income.
Mm-hmm.
It was, at the time I never thought this business, or I would have stayed in this business, but it was just so much, it was very lucrative.
Right.
And then I started doing bigger events, bigger DJs, and Stone Love, yes, is a milestone.
Right.
Yeah, because I think we got about 4,500 people for that one event.
For real?
Yeah.
And that venue could have held that many people.
Yeah, well, we oversold it. And I remember the event being so big that prisoners broke out of prison to see Stone Love.
Wow.
And police came for them and stayed for the show.
Nice.
And I think that's the first time income tax was at my door.
Right.
And I just had them help me with collecting the gate revenue because I didn't have enough manpower.
Okay.
So it was a marquee event. It was a milestone. I think it was a milestone for entertainment in Saint Lucia also, because it was the first time you saw a crowd of that size for a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, So it meant a lot to me.
Yeah. So who else you brought down with Pro Sounds, under the umbrella Pro Sounds?
You're making me drag back.
Yeah, drag back if you can.
Renaissance, a lot of Jamaican DJs, Poison Dat, Black Chiney, Bambino, Richie D. There was quite a bit of people that we brought down. I had a lot of friends who came down just as cameos, and stuff like that. But and all of these persons that I'm mentioning are also key persons out there right now who help me with my networking, with what I do. They're all Grammy Award winners, established producers, writers, radio hosts in key markets, and stuff. They've all went on to do bigger and better things.
And you're still in contact with these individuals, right? I know Black Chiney right now, super producer.
Yeah.
Producer, big artist in the US.
Bruno Mars, Drake, Shakira, Alicia Keys, stuff like that.
Yeah, and would you say these individuals inspire you to do what you do now?
Absolutely. And when you talk to them, they said I inspire them also, So when I praise them, they praise me because a lot of them, I gave them their first break outside of South Florida.
Okay.
So it's a mutual thing. I would talk to my good friend Papa Keith about all his success, and he's like, "Hey, but you put me on to all of this. You showed me the strategy, the plan, and stuff. So it's a mutual respect,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So from that, all right. So you did the promotions. You would say that you conquered that industry at the time?
I will say that I conquered the industry, but there were not many promoters. And there were not many promoters on my level.
Right.
So in today's terms, I would have been Just for Fun, Zuvu, and Legends in all in one.
Right.
Because there was not much, nobody else was really doing it on that scale. You'd find a foreign promoter coming down now and then. I think Hot FM used to do Love Fest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was big.
And that was about it. And then there was me who did things throughout the year.
All right.
Yeah. So on that scale, yeah.
Yeah. So after the promotions, after Pro Sounds, what was next?
I never stopped doing events. I did events in Florida also.
Okay.
We did a big event for Miami Carnival. 2000, I don't get the dates mixed up. I think it was 3. No, I'm not sure. But I did a huge event with Papa Keith for Miami Carnival. Nothing like what Miami Carnival is now.
Yeah.
Where we had like 13 DJs, including DJ Khaled on the lineup.
Okay, wow. What year was that, if you could remember?
I think it's 2003.
Okay.
I have the flyers. I have a scrapbook of flyers at home. Yeah, I think it's 2003. Yeah, I must double check. Yeah. And so I've done quite a bit of events. We took that event to New York. We did some events in Barbados, and stuff. So, but I think I was done with school. No, I was just finishing up school. Yeah, at that time. So it was like a side hustle for me. Yeah, but very lucrative. Very lucrative.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So from there, so you did the promotions at in Miami. Mm-hmm. So now, did you come back to Saint Lucia?
No. I got a job with an entertainment company. Mm-hmm. Well, investor who wanted to start an entertainment leg of his company, which I ran for him. He was in LA, New York, Miami. Mm-hmm. And what we did was score music for movies.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we did Muhammad Ali, right. And we did Jamie Foxx's Ray.
Right.
Yeah. So I worked under his company doing that. It was a good experience. I met a lot more people in the entertainment industry. You could say I was living the life.
Right. But that's like some big movies, big actors as well.
Yeah. So after my 3 year, I bought my first house at 22 because of that job.
Okay.
And I drove nice cars because of the job. And and I learned a lot. I met a lot of people. I learned a lot more about the business of music. How it works, the important, and stuff like that. What I did was after that, after my 3-year contract, I moved back to Saint Lucia and I started Rythm FM.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I sold my condo and the money I saved to start Rythm.
So you always wanted to have a radio station, because from promotions to scoring movies, now radio. How did you come up with that concept, or what made you want to go into radio, I should say?
It was to help my promotions. What happened was I had a very bad experience with advertising on radio in Saint Lucia, where I was promoting a very young, hip dancehall artist, female. And for some reason, all radio stations just went old school on me. I don't know. I don't know if it was jazz. I can't remember the exact reason. But the radio formatting just changed like a week before my event. And I was like, oh, this doesn't help me, And I realized there was no niche radio in Saint Lucia. Everybody just played everything at any time. So from that experience, I was like, okay, I need to do my own thing. And that's how I started seeking for a radio license and starting my own radio station. That's what motivated me to do it.
All right. So you did, so that's Rythm Inc.
That's Rythm 95.5.
Okay, cool. So when did Blazin come about?
Well, Blazin was always in the works, but I knew I could only get the license on Rhythm's merit because it was different and it was niche, But Blazin would have always served my purpose as a promoter.
Okay.
Which is to go after the urban young market. Mm-hmm. So 5 or 4 years later, I bought a building in Saint Lucia and I had the space to do Blazin, and I decided to launch Blazin after that.
Okay.
Right, I think 4 years later.
And are those ventures successful in your eyes?
Absolutely. That's what led me to doing something I'm passionately about now.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're doing fairly well.
Okay, cool. So again, I know with Blazin, you have a lot of signature events, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Igloo, Porkfest, stages.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen
Temptation Island.
Yeah, I haven't seen Porkfest in a while though.
I stopped it since COVID.
Since COVID, you should bring it back. I think that was a good concept.
Yeah.
The last time I went to a Porkfest, that was at Salmon's Park.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's time. It's not really, it wasn't a good event. It's really time. Because it was well sponsored, well attended. People love the concept. We brought in chefs and vendors from all over the island. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We have the radio. You know, you have 2 radio stations, in fact, right? So there's Rythm FM and there's Blazin. Rhythm is for a more contemporary crowd, you'd say.
Adult,
or it plays
adult contemporary.
Yeah, contemporary.
More conservative crowd.
Right. And then you have Blazin, which is for the voice of the new generation. What's the tag? The voice of the new generation.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you have these 2. So, like for me, from a business standpoint, you are covering 2 different demographics, right? Without using the same channel.
Right.
You understand? So therefore that's just my assumption. So that means you are able to hold on to the more mature crowd for a longer time, right? More than your competitors. And then you have your younger audience being able to tune in for a longer period, right? Because there would be uninterrupted music.
Or format,
correct.
That they like.
Right. Was that deliberate?
Absolutely.
Right.
It's what the internet does today with the algorithms.
Right.
It's so I saw that 15 years ago. So it's exactly what the internet does, but I did it with radio.
Okay.
So you'd hear people say, "Oh, this is my station," you know, and then so a father would listen to Rythm FM, and their children would listen to Blazin.
Right.
You know, at different volumes too.
Right. I like that.
You know, so and that was deliberate. The formatting was deliberate.
Okay.
The exposure on social media was deliberate.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it was very strategic.
Right. Wow. I think I got it. Especially, I think you have an ad which says that indirectly.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I did get. So if you an advertiser, you could take that advantage. And you are sure that you'll be able to reach your target audience.
Yes.
Or your target audience is definitely listening. Yeah, I get that.
So we guarantee that your target audience is listening.
Yeah.
And that was from my bad experience.
Okay.
when they switch formats on me.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
Right. So again, back still on radio. And I remember you saying that, you know, it kind of helps you transition into something else.
Yeah.
You
Other
know?
businesses.
Other businesses.
Yeah.
Studio 758.
Right.
Tell me about that business under the Rythm Inc. umbrella, if it's under that umbrella. Because I know the studio is also in that building.
Yes, in that building by default. Because I own the building. But it's not the same business.
Okay.
Yeah. So I named Studio 758 and Slow Records.
Slow Records.
Because I had a loving for our 758. And that wasn't being used, if you remember.
Yeah.
Back then, we were never,
no one said 758. No.
Yeah. So I as Saint Lucia living abroad, I just found a love for both 758 and Slow.
Yeah.
So that's why the label was named Slow Records and the studio was named 758.
Right. So who you had under that label?
Studio 758 was Pen and Ace, and I was part of it. Not owner, just part of it. And more of an advisory role. And Slow Records, I was part of it. My role was to strategize and manage the artists, you know, and plan ahead. And that's what I did.
Right. Who are Pen and Ace? Yeah, they tell people.
Pen and Ace are my good friends, but they are writers and producers.
Okay.
And with Iowa, they wrote and produced many songs, many winning songs back in the day.
Give me a winning song.
Pressure Boom.
All right.
Like a Zombie. Coming Down the Road, Teddyson. A few of Isle of Man songs. Yeah. Right.
Okay, cool.
A few of, I think they just produced for Marshall. They didn't write, but they just produced.
Okay. All right. I think they produced for Skinny Fabulous.
Yeah, Skinny, Fayan,
Bungie. Yeah, to name a few.
Yes, to name a few.
Yeah, we definitely have to have them on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
You know, that dynamic duo.
Yeah.
But you mentioned some big local names. Yeah. In fact, you probably mentioned the biggest local name in soca, which is Ricky T.
Right.
You know, Pressure Boom.
Right.
You know, tell me about that experience. Because, like, for me, Pressure Boom had given Saint Lucia's identity in the soca industry.
Right.
Internationally, not just Saint Lucia.
Right.
You know? How did that come about? So, now, and I want to know everything. I want to know, like, where did you get Ricky T? How did you get him the song? How you guys produce the song? And how did Ricky T become a global phenomenon at the time?
Right. So, Penn brought Ricky T to us. He introduced me to Ricky T. I think at that time, Ricky T was mostly known for freestyles. And he told me that he's a good artist on stage, etc. We had a conversation, and I think they did Container first, the song on the Peter Rhythm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Which was introduced me to the potential of Ricky T. And then Pressure Boom came out. Now, I just told you my past in terms of my connections outside of Saint Lucia. So once I had the product, it didn't even have to be great, but I could push it through my network because of all the DJs, promoters that I knew. So even the nights when Ricky T was performing on Soca Monarch for Pressure Boom, which he didn't win, because it was not a Soca Monarch built song, I already had Ricky T booked for the US. It didn't matter if he won or not.
Who won that year?
I'm not sure if it's Alpha or Ninja Dan. I think it's Alpha.
Probably Alpha. I don't think Ninja Dan has won a Soca Monarch.
Probably Alpha. And but it really didn't matter. I think we got a road match that year. But it really didn't matter because I already had a remix lineup with Mr. Vegas. And I already had outlets to the US and other carnivals for him, you know. Well, let's see. So yeah, it was fun. The rhythm that Pressure Boom was on, and the song and Ricky T went on to win 5 international soca awards in that year.
I never knew that.
Yeah, best rhythm, best new artist, best song, best remix. Yeah, went on to win 5 international soca awards in 1 year.
And who wrote that song?
That song, I believe, was written between Iowa, Penn and Ace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So how far did that song go?
It went all the way to the charts at the time, playing on all major radio stations, in all urban markets, on all mixtapes. And yeah, it did put Saint Lucia on the map, got him placement in Madison Square Gardens.
Right.
And on the circuit in Trinidad, doing over 60 shows in one carnival season.
60 shows in one carnival.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, where did you guys get the strength, the energy?
It was team. The guys did their jobs in terms of in the studio. Me having a good knowledge of the business knew how to place the artist properly.
Right.
You know, what shows to take, what shows to not take in the early days in order to keep the branding of the artist. Penn had his connections in Trinidad,
right,
which helped with some of the bookings. But with me, it was all about branding and image. So the UOOO, the merchandise, the branding of it, you know, that all came from my experience. So, and we worked very well as a team in that sense. I mean, we took so the first time we traveled, we had no support. There was nothing called creative industry. So I remember me taking my personal money, paying for plane tickets for Ricky T. And I think it's for us to go to Miami to actually introduce him to the world.
Right.
You know? But doing the legwork before that, I had a party in Saint Lucia just to introduce Bobby Condas and Jabba to Pressure Boom. And I brought them to Saint Lucia to have a party. And I was like, hey, I have you in my presence. I need you to push this for me when you get back to New York.
Right.
And that's how it all started.
Okay.
By giving Bobby Condas and Jabba that record, by giving them that CD and a dub plate, etc.
Okay.
So when we did that, and everything just started coming together. I remember being in Trinidad and wanting the Prime Minister of Saint Lucia, who was Stevenson King at the time, to experience what we were experiencing in Trinidad at Soca Monarch.
Right.
Because that's the first time a Saint Lucian made it to the finals at Soca Monarch.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I paid for his ticket.
Okay.
Or I paid for his hotel.
Right.
You know, I remember that, putting it on my credit card.
Right.
It cost me about $3,000 US to bring the Prime Minister of Saint Lucia to come see Ricky T. Because it happened so suddenly. By the time he had to get approvals and everything to come to Trinidad, he probably would have missed the show. So I had to pay his ticket for him to come to Trinidad and his hotel, just for him to experience Ricky T and Saint Lucia, and how massive the exposure is for Saint Lucia, and as an entertainer and Carnival. Yeah.
So was he impressed? What was his reaction?
Well, on the night, I never even got to see him because we were so busy backstage preparing and everything. But yes, he was impressed, and that kind of made. I shouldn't say that, but I think it showed the importance of entertainment in Saint Lucia after that. It was for entertainment, it was the Darren Sammy within the Cricket World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, for entertainment. I wouldn't go as far as saying Julian Alfred winning the gold medal, but for us in entertainment, it was very significant. And it was a milestone.
Yeah. Well, it's still a milestone because I think that song still plays no matter where you go.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
You know, it's a classic, correct. Yeah. It plays in the same segment with Kevin Little's Turn Me On, Rupee, Tempted to Touch.
Yeah. Palance.
You know, Palance, which are all classics. And everyone is able to identify that song and that artist with Saint Lucia.
I remember going to Miami with Ricky T. And first time we traveling for the song. Yeah. And we were at an event, I think it was a Wednesday night. Because we just got to. So we put down our bags. He stayed by my family and we went to an event. And then the song played. And the crowd sang it word for word. And we looked at each other like, wow. Yeah. We thought we were in Saint Lucia. Right. Oh, well, no, it was probably bigger, you know, because the response was like, whoa. And then the DJ said, he's here. Right. With us. And we're like, where? And then I remember that same experience. The flagman, that same weekend, the flagman ran out of St. Lucian flags. Yeah. And because we were at the door trying to get a St. Lucian flag for him to go on stage and he said that there were no more Saint Lucian flags.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he believes that there's a big Saint Lucian artist, and it's us.
Yeah.
It's Ricky T. He's right there.
Yeah.
And he said for the first time ever, he just ran out of Saint Lucian flags.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a milestone for us. And that's one of the times I remember most.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, Ricky T, the biggest and the baddest thing out of Saint Lucia, a legend, the son of the soil. Yeah. So who else did you groom in that soca fraternity?
So we were lining up. Well, I was lining up Tennyson John at the time,
Mm-hmm.
just preparing him for his break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what happened? What songs did you do with TJ?
Coming Down the Road was
That's
one.
a big song though. That's a classic. That's a Lucian classic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a few others, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think after the third or fourth title,
Mm-hmm.
It was time to renew contracts, and Ricky T decided not to continue
Mm-hmm.
with us, and I also was under pressure from my family.
Okay.
To do something more meaningful
Mm-hmm. financially
with my life.
Okay, but what do you mean more meaningful? You just told me you won 3 titles, right?
Yeah, but
and the next question that I have also is that, so why didn't Ricky T renew his contract?
Yes, he won 3 titles. You asked 2 questions.
So you won 3 titles. Okay, so the first question, so your family said you should get something which is more viable.
No, they never discouraged.
Or they didn't discourage you.
But I saw that financially,
right,
I needed to do a lot more to support my family.
Okay.
Yeah, including my parents.
Yeah.
And so I was looking to also add fun.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that the system worked.
Yeah.
I saw that I could do this, but it was just not lucrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I needed to exit.
Yeah, but for me, winning 3 titles and having over 60 shows in one Carnival season in Trinidad and having all that international exposure, wouldn't that bring sufficient revenue monthly in order for you to be able to say, hey, this is something that I can continue and also something that I could even grow to the next level?
In all of that,
yes,
my income was 10%.
Right.
Of everything. With all of the shows, it's one song.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only so much you could charge.
Okay.
Which is
right.
between $1,500 and $3,000 US. My phone bill alone to get him to that point was more than that.
Right.
My investment of bringing the Prime Minister of Saint Lucia at the time across was way more than that.
Right.
So I made a lot of personal financial sacrifices
mm-hmm.
to win it. I saw I could do it. I saw that the team worked, but my family needed me in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
When Ricky T showed signs that he wanted to leave,
right.
I never discouraged him.
Okay.
Because I knew I had to leave also.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So why did he want to leave as a Saint Lucian artist with all that success? What discouraged him?
I think he was promised greener pastures on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he was the first for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people still don't understand the business of how it works.
Right.
And who should get paid, who shouldn't get paid, and why should they get paid, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally didn't even bother try to explain anything because I knew I had to go, So, and he probably, at the time, he probably felt more comfortable leaving. So that's fine. So I didn't say anything.
Okay.
It didn't faze me at all.
Right.
Like I said, I had to leave anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But my recollection, after he left, he had a song, right? Which in it, there were words thrown at you guys, right? That was the next soca monarch. And just remembering, I think at the time you had developed Hollywood HP.
Right. So Hollywood HP was a DJ on Blazin.
Right.
And he was given a song. My influence on Hollywood goes as far as that.
Okay.
Of what he did. You know? Yeah. So I'm not even sure of the song you're speaking about, but I guess that is in the whole competition of soca.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think that year, HP won Soca Monarch.
For his first time.
For his first time.
That I remember.
With Doggy Style.
Doggy Style?
Was it Doggy Style?
No.
What was it?
It was a song that was designed like Palance. I remember that. It wasn't Doggy Style. It was another song.
Y'all could research that for me real quick.
It was something left foot, something right foot. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It wasn't Doggy Style.
All right. The fellas, I'm researching it right now for us.
Yeah, it wasn't Doggy Style.
Okay, cool. And I know Ricky T placed second, that Soca Monarch.
Yeah.
So HP was first.
Yeah.
And who won Road Match that year?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
I literally, it didn't matter to me.
Right.
It literally didn't matter to me. I can't
because
remember.
You had already moved on. Your mind was already set.
Yeah.
You know, you were leaving that.
Yeah, I was focused on developing and promoting and marketing and Blazin FM and getting Blazin FM off the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't really into what was going on.
All right. So after that transition, what did you do immediately after?
I focused on Blazin FM and the radio station, continued doing events, developed new events, and really just worked on that part of it. I saw that companies needed different services also, like in activations and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just really focused on that.
Okay, so we stand corrected. The song HP won with was Pamela.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to the lab, Pamela.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it.
And he couldn't
You
even...
drunk already?
Yeah, he couldn't even sing.
Right.
Yeah. The guys did an amazing job with that song.
Yeah. And we wrote that song? The same team?
Yeah, same team.
Okay, cool. So they had hits with Ricky T and now they have a new superstar on the hand.
Yeah.
Which was Hollywood HP, who did it for his first time.
He was called DJ HP.
DJ HP.
At the time. Yeah.
And when did that... Is that a HP podcast or is that a U podcast? When did the name change from HP to DJ HP to Hollywood HP?
Well, I named him Hollywood, and I'll take full credit for that.
Okay.
I just came from the BET Awards, and I was in Hollywood.
All right.
And when I saw him, I was like, "Bro, I think you need to change your name,
right,
to Hollywood HP." And we did a huge launch for it.
Okay.
It was all just a marketing rebranding stunt.
Right.
That worked very well.
Okay. All right, cool. All your success with Ricky T, then HP, you transitioned into a new realm and you became a director with the Saint Lucia Tourist Board.
Yes.
Yeah. How were you elected? Is it something that someone nominated you and then everybody voted for you, or you got like a majority vote to
the minister at the time, he called me to tell me, based on my contribution to the creative industries, he would have liked me to become a board member,
right?
A director, at the Saint Lucia Tourist Board at the time, because we really pushed for the creative industry portfolio in the ministry. Under the Ministry of Tourism. That whole creative industry thing came from a massive push from us.
Okay.
Yeah. To create it. I was hoping to have gotten some kind of role in the creative industries, but that was not possible.
Okay.
So they stuck me in the tourist board.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a director, you do have a responsibility to steer that agency in the right direction, through your experience and even being up to date with whatever trends that are taking place. How did you impact, or how did your service impact the Saint Lucia Tourist Board?
Well, I'll tell you, it was probably one of the most stressful times of my life.
Mm-hmm.
One, just getting used to how government works.
Yeah.
As a private business person, to see a system work like that, it's very stressful. I was not the only one. There were two other directors who came from the private sector.
Okay.
Who had the same kind of feeling, and for the first time being exposed to a system like that. My biggest contribution, I would say, was the jazz festival because of my past experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just helping the board decide how to a new strategy and a new way of booking artists.
Okay.
Rather than relying on one entity to book artists.
Mm-hmm.
And just going by what the entity says, but actually doing your own research and doing your own negotiating,
mm-hmm.
So I think that was my biggest contribution. And I think one of my personal milestones achievements was helping transition from a foreign production company to a local production company.
Okay, cool.
Which was very challenging.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So that was a personal milestone for me.
So since you mentioned jazz, Saint Lucia Jazz, we'll bring it up to speed 2024 with the Saint Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, right? During that time, you brought down Burna Boy, the African Giants.
Yep.
How did that come about? Because that's huge.
Yeah. I got a call in 2023. I believe it was like November from Lindale Oak Trees,
mm-hmm.
that he had an investor who was looking for a placement for Burna Boy because he booked Burna Boy for 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
And he believed that I was someone he could have called who was bold and brave enough to host Burna Boy in Saint Lucia based on what the investor needed. And obviously I was interested because I don't back down.
Right.
So I was interested. I ensured that all my I's were dotted and T's were crossed
mm-hmm.
when it came to Burna Boy's contract. Understood the parameters of the situation,
mm-hmm.
The challenges involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it was, I saw it as another personal milestone for me,
mm-hmm.
For me to just do it, And I remember thinking, my parents are retired. At the time, they sit on a couch watching TV all day. And I remember thinking, this is where I'm going to end up if I stay healthy
right.
enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if I'm going to end up there, I might as well have stories to tell.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to do Burna Boy. And literally that's how I came up with it. So it was something very personal for me
mm-hmm.
to do. It's just a story I can tell while I'm on my couch retired.
Mm-hmm.
How I did Burna Boy, which was at the time the biggest pop star in the world.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I remember when I decided to do it and he was being promoted for Saint Lucia. He was also being promoted for the Grammys in the US
mm-hmm.
and CBS Network, all radio stations, everything was promoting Burna Boy simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad calling me and says he thinks that Burna Boy is coming to the US near him because he's seen Burna Boy so much on his television. on his daytime game shows and stuff like that, you know. So that's what it meant to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not something I did for anyone. It's just a personal milestone.
Yeah. That for me, that was incredible because Burna Boy coming to Saint Lucia.
Yeah. And it came with challenges, a lot of challenges.
I was just going to ask you, like, tell us some of those challenges.
Well, I will tell you straight that I was put in a group with Lindell Oak Trees and with the promoters. And I've never said this in public or out loud. And things was not going the way the show was supposed to, or the planning was supposed to have gone. And Lindell left the group.
Okay.
And I was left alone with the investors. And I felt very betrayed by the situation and very unprofessional from Oak Trees as a result. But, you know, I use my experience in business and my charisma to kind of iron things out quickly and stuff. Yeah. So that was major. You know, that's a tip of the iceberg of some of the challenges that we had to face.
Okay, so he said he left the group, meaning a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Right?
That means he quit. He created a group to put on the show.
Yeah.
And he wasn't happy with certain things and he left. And he left me with the investors that I had just met.
Right.
So I had to kind of captain the relationship back together and piece it back together in order for the show to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But I saw him on the day.
Yeah, I did.
You know?
He left the group and I kind of wheeled him back in.
Okay.
To everything. So from him being the one who introduced me to the investor, I am the one who now trying to make the relationship work between him and the investor.
Right. And did it work? Were you able to mend that relationship?
Enough for the show to happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Enough for the show to happen. And we had already reached, we got so far along in putting the show together with suppliers, etc. He was very key in order to have a smooth transition of the show.
Okay. So you talk about investor, right? So that was that for an investment, right? So let's talk about locally now.
Yeah.
Was there any financial support locally, sponsorship, endorsement by the government, etc., in order to assist you?
Not the government, but private sector.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's very surprising for me to hear that you didn't get support from the government, because I think Burna Boy show was the week before main stage, right? So it was in between opening of jazz and main stage jazz. So I'm a little bit confused why it was not on the jazz calendar as one of those events that would attract people to Saint Lucia.
Well, I did go to the chair of the tourist board, tourism authority,
correct.
At the time, and I told him the dates and everything. And we were trying to make it work and make Burna Boy part of the opening of jazz.
Okay.
But we could not, because of how Burna Boy was booked. It had to be on that date because that's when he would have been in the region.
Okay.
And it was not working out. And the tourism authority didn't want to change the opening date for jazz, and Burna Boy couldn't change his date for the event, which was already paid for.
Okay.
Yeah. So my role was to market, promote the show, and establish and not production. That was Lindell's side, and just execute the show. So pay for the venue and stuff. So Lindell took care of all production, lights, sound, backline, etc.
Okay. All right. That's quite interesting. I'm sure it was for you. It was probably a little disappointing that the Saint Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, or Burna Boy could not be part of the Saint Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival schedule?
To be honest, it really didn't matter to me.
Okay.
Because I believe the name was so big, and that would be questions the media would ask, not for me to ask.
Okay.
Because when you're part of the festival also, you're limited to how and what you can promote. And the timelines, you have to go according to their structure. Because I was part of it in 2023 with Buju Banton.
Okay, all right.
So I was aware you have to go by their timelines. You are restricted to what they're doing and stuff like that. And the Burna Boy name was so big, I knew that once it's dropped, it would go viral.
Okay.
So, and I couldn't wait for them. So I would have preferred to go head to head with them in marketing, which we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the event successful?
For me, yes, it was.
And did Burna Boy enjoy his time in Saint Lucia and the Saint Lucian audience?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Windjammer did a terrific job of hosting him. I'll tell you, because we had a makeshift venue in the VG complex and VG grounds, the backstage was not to standard at all, and no complaints, none at all, and no complaints. I still speak to the team today. Still maintain a relationship with the team today. And I mean, Burna Boy did not have a dressing room, and he did not complain.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where did he change?
He changed from the hotel.
Okay, so straight from the hotel.
Yeah. He used the restroom at the venue, the restroom that we rented.
Right.
And that was it.
Okay.
And he went on stage.
Nice.
So the difficulties that you hear with him, I did not experience that. The only other challenge we had was on the booking end of the private plane for the staff, for his crew and his members. By the way, he came with 55 people.
Wow.
Yes. So just in perspective, the most jazz people come with is 15, maybe 18. Pushing it is 20, but he had 55 people. And the jet for his dancers and band was the size of a JetBlue.
Okay.
And on the day of travel out of Saint Lucia, we found out that his next destination, the plane did not have permission to land in that region. So on the morning, they had to get another private jet to bring him bring the band and the dancers to the destination.
Okay.
And that was after the show. So I was out in fires after the event. So yeah.
Okay.
But I was mentally prepared for it.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was all of the challenges to come. I literally went to Florida, at my home in Florida, for about a month for 2 weeks, just to prepare myself, and then come down 2 weeks before the event to just deal with the fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was ready.
Well, we, the audience, we didn't see any of that. And I really did really enjoy that show. You know, I was very proud to see Burna Boy in Saint Lucia.
Yeah.
You know, would you do a show of that magnitude again?
I've been asked that.
Yeah.
Only if the opportunity arises.
Okay.
So I've been asked to do Cartel. So if the opportunity is right, and it's not a risk on my end, I would do it.
Okay.
But it's not something I go looking for.
Right.
It's only when the opportunities present itself.
Well, I look forward to that for sure. So you said the promotions, now the radio, it helps you do what you're doing today.
Yes.
Right? Which is writing songs that incorporates woman, and rum. How many women? Until you can behave yourself.
I think it was 2, 3, and 8.
Yeah, 2, 3, and 8. Woman. So how, when, why? You know, the other day I saw you like normal, and next day, you know, this song is a hit. I know you mentioned it to me. He's like, yeah, I have a song with voice. You like casually mentioned it. I'm like, for real? I'm like, yeah. And then, yeah, it's coming out XYZ date. I can't remember exactly when. And then it comes out, and it's all over in social media, all over my timeline. You know, go listen to the song, look at the credits, you know, written by you and the other writers. And then I look at the other credit that is produced by you and some other producers collab. You know, tell me, how did that happen? And I'm sure that's probably one of your first soca songs that you have written.
After Burna Boy, I felt like there was nothing more for me to accomplish. And that's when I went back into the writing.
Right.
And long story short, I started writing. I wrote for about 14 months. Nobody really knew what I was doing. I believed I had some hits on my hand already, but I didn't stop. When I spoke to friends of mine in the industry, they told me, now that you're in your creative mode, just keep writing.
Right.
So I wrote every day, an average of probably 3 songs a week, and I never stopped. So when I decided that I was ready, I did seminars. I went to writing seminars. I went to camps to perfect my craft. And then when I decided to start doing business with my writing, I went to Jamaica, and I did a couple of deals in Jamaica for some of my songs.
Okay.
Which has been lucrative.
All right.
And then Miami Carnival.
Yeah, but even before you go on to that, so you sold some songs to Jamaican artists.
Yeah.
Right? Were they receptive with those songs? And are there songs out there that have been played that you've written?
Well, yes, I have an NDA because Jamaica's system is different. Like, you could have an NDA for like 3 or 4 years with a few artists.
Okay. Because
it takes away from their character if they know who write it. So it's a little different from soca or any other genre.
All right, no problem.
I think the rappers have the same kind of deals because of their personalities.
Yeah.
And absolutely, you know the songs very well.
Okay.
One of the songs were probably the number 1 song for a few weeks in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
But that's before.
That was before.
Yeah. So you were saying about Miami Carnival.
So yeah, actually when I met you.
Right.
On the Wednesday or Thursday?
I can't remember.
That was at Hello.
At Hello. Oh, Wednesday. Hello was a Wednesday.
That was my first Carnival event. And that's when I started thinking of writing soca.
Okay.
You know, but before that, I wasn't writing soca or any soca. Yeah. And so, that's when I first decided to write soca, and I saw you and I started writing soca. I think I started listening to people who write soca. I came to your home once and you were giving me this long story about how soca is the energy of soca and the structure and why it works and all of that. And I just was listening. I was a sponge.
Right.
You know, I'm a sponge.
Right.
So I listen, you know, and I take a very simple approach to life and business and writing, you know. I don't try to get complicated with it. I just take a very simple approach. And I wrote a couple of songs, which I went to Stephen and in 3 days, we ran through a lot of my demos in just all genres.
And for people, that's international.
International Stephen.
Yeah.
And, you know, we recognized we had some serious hits on our hand. He agreed. And I wrote Behave, but no one had heard it yet. And then I was listening to Blazin, and they were playing some new Trinity soca. And I was like, wait, everybody talking about love. I have something here that's way different, something with a different energy. And I remember writing Cyah Behave. I remember singing it in my shower before I wrote it. And I was like, and then when I heard the songs, I was like, wait, I have something here. So I called International Steven and I said to him, hey, I think I have something here that will mash up Trinidad, but I think it might be too late.
Right.
Because it was December, I think. Yeah. Late November. He said, no, it's not too late. Anyway, it still took me 2 days to get to his home. I went to his house and then he said, he has to send this for Double M first.
Right.
So he sent it for Double M. Double M said, you don't think it's for him.
Right.
He sent it for one other person and then he sent it for voice. But I will tell you, I wrote it for voice or Teddyson John.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I sent it for Teddyson John. He never replied.
Okay. Did you hear that?
I sent it for him. He never replied. So as soon as I gave it a few days in his inbox, I know he saw it. So I deleted it in his WhatsApp. And I was like, okay, he doesn't want it. And then Voice got it. And Voice actually told me the story of when he got it. He said he was in the barber chair. He had the robe around him. And when he heard it, he ran out of the chair with the robe around him. And he calls International Steven immediately and said, hey, I hope you guys didn't sell this yet. So the song was actually built for a global market, not for Trini Carnival.
Okay.
So it was actually built for a global market. So we went back and forth about 16 times with the production of the song and stuff. And one of people's on Voice team, Nexus, he's the one who came up with Woman and Woman and Woman and Rum.
Okay.
And it was being contemplated if to leave it, if to keep it. I don't think Voice really wanted it, but we wanted to start it with a bang. Steven wanted the chorus to start rather than a build, right? And that's how it came to be.
Wow! Yeah. And look at it right now.
Yep.
It's it is the go-to song that will pump up a fet or any social activity.
Yep.
Right? I know you didn't win the road march.
Yep.
However,
you
won Panorama.
Yep.
But the longevity of that song, it
it's
would
the
last.
Most streamed soca song right now.
Most streamed.
In the years.
And it's just beginning its cycle because the cycle starts from Trinidad.
Yep.
It ends in Miami.
And we have a huge remix coming out.
Okay.
With some huge names.
Right. With another soca artist or other dancehall. Okay.
And Afrobeats and stuff.
All right. I'll look out for that.
With a big producer on it too.
Okay.
So but we're allowing the song to do what it's doing. I'm getting calls from all over the world about the song. People I don't even think I was into soca.
Yeah.
About the song. I know it's number 1 in Jamaica also.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've done quite a bit of podcast, radio interviews just for the song. And now all of a sudden everything on my laptop is very valuable.
Yeah.
I've been getting calls from Sony Music, Universal, Virgin.
And that's from that one song? From that, or from people in the industry knowing that you are a songwriter and you write hits?
A collaboration of both. But the song would have people flying into Saint Lucia to see me.
Okay.
So I have people coming in on Friday to see me from other islands and stuff like that to go through my catalog.
So right.
So
So that's a new form of tourism, like music writing tourism, bringing in people all over.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, it's very interesting, It's very, and it's for me, it just happens so fast. Because when we started talking about the podcast, for example, this was not even on the podcast. It was not even on your list of questions.
Correct. So for everybody out there, when we discussed this podcast, I think we discussed this podcast in 2024. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because I wanted to speak about Burna Boy.
Right.
Right? That was one of the topics that I wanted to discuss. And then so many things happened after that. It quickly evolved and transformed into what you are doing today.
Right.
Which is very admirable. And I'm sure a lot of people are motivated and a lot of people are proud, especially when they hear that Behave myself was written, conceptualized in Saint Lucia by Saint Lucian.
Yeah.
You understand? So
I'm very amazed at the pride, my family, my friends, strangers, just Saint Lucians on the whole. Just the support is amazing,
Yeah. So what's next for Dwayne Mendes?
That's what I'm trying to figure out too.
Yeah.
Just prioritizing my time and what my goals should be now. A lot has changed. Like I said, everything on my laptop is now very valuable.
Right.
How do I spend my time? Who do I invest my music with? So I took a lot of time in my own thoughts, just trying to figure out and then as I do that, my phone rings, and then I get more opportunities and more opportunities. I don't know. I just let's see where this goes. I'm not a recording artist. I'm not a performer.
Yeah, so we won't see you on stage.
No, you won't see me on stage.
With your flag and your rag.
And I think what voice actually did was bring me out of the woodworks.
Okay.
Because I'm someone who likes to stay in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the controversy of Marshall not taking the song, and now everybody wants to know who did the song, if Marshall got it, because he's telling everybody he received the song on this date in November, etc. So everybody's like, so who wrote the song? And I think that's what propelled me out in the front, because I was invited to Trinidad to do a number of shows, interviews, etc. Just because people wanted to know who did this song.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it conceptualized? But I have a very good relationship with Voice and his team, and I've formed all my other relationships from the past. So, let's see.
Yeah, you touch on so many different facets of the entertainment industry. How about Carnival? What's your contribution to Carnival?
One of the directors at Legends.
Mm-hmm.
We also do Mess. The band is now over 1,000 regular strong.
Okay, Legends. Okay, yeah. Nice. And it's a different concept, huh?
Yeah. It's a different concept.
Can you tell us about that concept?
It's what we would say is we try to sell to a more premium concept for Carnival. The band never intended to be the biggest band. It's always just we want to focus on service, and quality. And that's what our focus is. Again, I'm not the face of the band. We have persons as directors who control the image of the band. I'm just the one. I'm responsible for in the realm of things. I'm responsible for the road, the food and the drinks and stuff like that. We have persons in charge of the costumes, the marketing, the sound, the DJs, and the entertainment. So I play that role, more of the event organizer on the road.
I see it's growing. How many years has Legends been on the road?
I think it was 10 years last year.
10 years. And congratulations to you on that, because a lot of bands don't make it that far.
Yes. Well, the team is awesome. Like like everybody, Carnival drama, but
right. I like that.
The team Carnival is awesome. Drama. My role in Legends is I stick to the road.
Okay. That's your thing.
Yeah, that's my thing. I try my best not to get involved in anything else. Yeah.
And Mess. Tell me about Mess.
Yeah.
That concept. Every year, I know people look out for the theme.
Yes. It's been great. We've been invited to do Mess in other islands and other countries. And that's something we're seriously considering. It has grown and it's amazing. We sell out within 4 weeks of hosting the event. That too, we just need. We're looking for new venues all the time. The exciting part, it's one of the must-do things for Carnival because of the experience. It's really a different experience than a regular party because of everything that's involved.
Yeah.
From the merch to the safari rides to the venue, not knowing
the location,
keeping the location a secret and everything. So, yeah, it's exciting, you know. A lot of my love for events has gone away, to be very honest. But I'm hoping that my kids or somebody will take over from that part of it, and then I could just focus on writing and producing, which I really enjoy and I love to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
Well, Dwayne, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on The Squeeze.
The Squeeze.